Walking near trucks can be dangerous because drivers often can't see people in their blind spots. Trucks also need wide turns and longer stopping distances, making pedestrians vulnerable. Staying alert ensures your safety. Cutting trees must be controlled and careful. Trees are heavy, and once a section is separated, the remaining part can swing dangerously. To stay safe, cut trees part by part, lowering each piece before cutting the next. Trucks crashing into each other happens more often than you think. Road conditions, driver mistakes, or even technical failures can trigger disasters. Overloading and poor load management make things worse. Yet, many of these crashes are avoidable. With patience and smart driving, truckers can save lives and prevent tragedies. Speeding on highways is never worth the risk. The faster you drive, the less time you have to react. If slower vehicles appear ahead, stopping in time becomes nearly impossible, leading to deadly collisions. At night, poor visibility makes it even worse. Staying within speed limits keeps you, your passengers, and everyone else on the road safe. In the US, airlines are turning up the heat. Southwest's 2026 rule demands plus-size passengers buy 2 seats if they can't fit within the armrests. Refunds aren't guaranteed, fueling outrage over fairness and rising travel costs. Merging onto a highway demands extreme caution. Vehicles move at high speeds, leaving little room for error. A single miscalculation, whether hesitation or sudden movement, can trigger catastrophic crashes. Always check mirrors to merge safely without risking lives. Illegal overtaking on busy roads is a gamble with lives. In heavy traffic, patience is safer than risk. Forcing a pass can trigger chain reaction crashes, endangering everyone around you. One reckless move is all it takes to turn rush hour into chaos. Who do you think is guilty? When merging onto the highway, who has the right of way? Is it acceptable for vehicles to enter the highway without considering the traffic already on that lane? Who is guilty in such accidents? This guy was just waiting at a red light when he noticed a car coming from the oncoming lane at full speed, about to run the red light. A terrible accident happens, almost taking out a pedestrian, and then the car that ran the red light comes back, but on top of another car, making this a 3-car accident.
Someone ran a red light.
This is a fantastic Chinese trencher integrated with a motor cultivator. Not only does it effortlessly dig through tough ground, but it also ingeniously dispenses with the excavated soil.
In foggy weather, you should avoid speeding. Thick fog reduces visibility, making it impossible to see vehicles, signals, or obstacles in time. Wet or icy roads add to the danger, drastically increasing stopping distance. At high speeds, even a small mistake can trigger deadly pileups. Slowing down ensures better control, more reaction time, and greatly improves the safety of everyone sharing the road. Vladimir Putin, a black belt in judo and experienced martial artist, personally trained children in combat techniques. These kids were lucky to learn from him during his visit to the new judo center in Kemerovo, where Russia's future little fighters gained unforgettable lessons. In emergencies, pilots may scoop water from unexpected sources, like swimming pools, when natural ones are scarce. Skilled pilots use precision to hover and siphon water efficiently, making use of whatever is nearby to protect homes and communities. Equipped with large water tanks or buckets, these helicopters can reach remote or hard-to-access areas, dropping thousands of gallons of water or fire retardant directly onto flames. Some helicopters are capable of refilling from lakes, rivers, or nearby water sources in just minutes, making them highly efficient in rapidly changing fire conditions. Pilots and crews undergo rigorous training to navigate through thick smoke, high winds, and dangerous terrain. Their quick response and aerial firefighting capabilities make them essential in controlling wildfires and protecting lives, property, and natural resources. Stopping between 2 trucks is a deadly mistake. If one rear-ends you, you'll be crushed with nowhere to escape. The footage shows just how quickly a car can get sandwiched between heavy vehicles, turning a simple stop into a catastrophe. Always leave enough space to maneuver, especially near large trucks. When driving on crowded 2-way roads, there are always drivers who think they're smarter than everyone else. They swerve into the wrong lane, trying to pass traffic quickly, with zero respect for others. Ironically, these people usually have nowhere nowhere important to be. No business meeting, no urgent deal, just pure impatience. Often, they're confronted by truck drivers blocking their path. But honestly, what's the point? These reckless drivers rarely learn, their arrogance only making traffic worse, wasting even more time for everyone else stuck behind them. So here's the question. What would you do if one of these selfish drivers tried pulling this stunt in front of you? Trucks are heavy vehicles, and even the slightest contact with one can easily cause a car to roll. In this instance, the accident occurred because the back gate of the truck's container was left open. What can happen when someone tries to be smart and illegally overtake the traffic? When driving on crowded two-way roads, there are always drivers who think they're smarter than everyone else. They swerve into the wrong lane, trying to pass traffic quickly, with zero respect for others. Ironically, these people usually have nowhere important to be. No business meeting, no urgent deal, just pure impatience. Often, they're confronted by truck drivers blocking their path. But honestly, what's the point? These reckless drivers rarely learn, their arrogance only making traffic worse, wasting even more time for everyone else stuck behind them. So here's the question. What would you do if one of these selfish drivers tried pulling this stunt in front of you? During a banana ride, a boat, apparently driven by an underage boy, crashed into the banana, throwing all the tourists into the water. Is a few minutes of fun really worth risking your life? When it comes to passenger safety at sea, every second counts. That's why marine evacuation system training drills are absolutely essential. These systems, known as MES, are designed to deploy inflatable slides and life rafts that allow hundreds of passengers to evacuate a cruise ship within minutes. Unlike traditional lifeboats, which take more time and effort to launch, MES technology is built for speed, reliability, and simplicity. In an emergency, whether it's fire, flooding, or sudden loss of power, this system can be the difference between chaos and an organized, life-saving evacuation. But here's the key. The system is only as effective as the crew operating it. Regular training drills ensure that the crew can deploy the MES quickly, manage passenger flow efficiently, and handle unexpected challenges under pressure. Training builds muscle memory, sharpens communication, and eliminates hesitation, because in real emergencies, hesitation costs lives. For passengers, it's reassuring to know that these drills happen behind the scenes. While we hope such systems are never needed, the fact that crews practice them regularly means that, if the worst happens, the evacuation will be fast, orderly, and safe. Training isn't just important, it's what saves lives at sea. 11th of September, the day misery began for the Middle East. On that morning, in 2001, Al-Qaeda hijackers attacked New York and Washington, killing nearly 3,000 people. Thousands of workers were inside the Twin Towers when the planes hit, and while many managed to escape, countless lives were lost. The United States responded with the War on Terror, invading Afghanistan and later Iraq. These wars fueled chaos, extremist groups rose, and millions were displaced, reshaping the Middle East for decades. For cleaning large municipal pipelines, specialized high-pressure nozzles are essential. These nozzles have wide spray angles that direct powerful jets of water against the pipe walls. As water shoots out, it scrapes away grease, mud, and debris, flushing it toward the exit. The wider the angle, the more surface area is covered with each pass, making cleaning faster and more effective. Using these nozzles ensures pipelines stay clear, preventing blockages and maintaining smooth water flow throughout the system. Why are soldiers being tased during taser training? Tasers are non-lethal tools used by military personnel to control hostile individuals. While non-lethal tasers can cause serious harm if misused, as they stun individuals with a 50,000-volt electrical output for up to 5 seconds, proper training educates soldiers on the appropriate and lawful usage of tasers. Experiencing being tased is essential for soldiers to develop confidence in using the tool and to understanding its impact on individuals.
Is this big bump an icebreaker? A bulbous bow, located at the front of a ship below the waterline, enhances hydrodynamic performance by reducing drag, increasing speed, and improving fuel efficiency. It achieves this by creating a wave in front of the ship, which reduces wave resistance. While its primary function is to minimize hydrodynamic drag and enhance fuel efficiency, it also offers protection against icebergs.
Check this. It's the real meaning of buy one, get one free. You buy one tire, and the second comes stuck to it like its twin. Sure, it's free, if you don't mind cutting it in half first. Isn't this a good promotion? Winter in cold regions turns seafaring into a true challenge. To keep vital waters open, the Coast Guard's powerful icebreakers carve paths through frozen seas, ensuring safe navigation all year. These dedicated crews endure some of the world's harshest conditions, keeping trade flowing and connecting remote Arctic communities that would otherwise remain cut off. In Uttar Pradesh, a massive bridge segment being transported on a barge met disaster when the operation went wrong, sending the huge structure crashing into the river. The video shows trucks and cranes struggling to stabilize the load before it slipped and sank. Such accidents highlight the enormous risks involved in moving gigantic infrastructure pieces, where one small miscalculation can cost crores of rupees, delay major projects, and endanger workers on site. The ABV line charger clears minefields by firing a rocket-propelled explosive line across dangerous terrain. When detonated, it safely destroys or triggers hidden mines, creating a secure path. A truly bizarre encounter in the wild. This footage captures a mountain goat fearlessly approaching a pack of wolves. Instead of fleeing, the goat calmly gets closer until it's walking right beside them as if part of their pack. Wolves, known as skilled hunters, usually wouldn't spare such prey. So what's happening here? Is it luck, confidence, or something beyond our understanding? Why should you avoid speeding on a busy highway? Cars may change lanes unexpectedly, and at high speed, you have less time to react. At 300 kilometers per hour, a crash is almost unavoidable. The 25-year-old Russian driver died instantly in the devastating accident. When you encounter a bear in the wild, the last thing you should do is stop to film it. Bears are unpredictable, powerful animals that can cover ground faster than you think. Approaching too closely or lingering for a video puts both you and the bear at risk. Human presence can stress the animal, provoke aggression, or lead it to associate people with food.
اینجا پارکینگ شابی.
Why should avoid standing near operating excavators and big machines? Standing near excavators and big machines is extremely dangerous. Operators have limited visibility due to blind spots, and sudden movements can occur without warning. High noise levels further mask any alerts or shouts, increasing the risk of accidents. To ensure safety, always follow regulations, use spotters, and employ technological aids like cameras and sensors. Stay alert and maintain a safe distance from operating machinery to protect yourself and the operators. In a recent incident, a woman was fortunately rescued without serious injury, highlighting the importance of these precautions. Always prioritize safety to prevent accidents and injuries on site. Speeding in bad weather is a serious risk. Rain, fog, or snow reduce visibility, making it harder to see dangers ahead. Wet or icy roads drastically lower traction, increasing the chances of skidding or losing control. Stopping distances can be up to 10 times longer on slippery surfaces, meaning you may not have enough time to react if an obstacle appears. Strong winds can push you off course, while heavy snowfall obscures road markings. Freezing rain turns roads into ice, making even slight movements dangerous. Other drivers may also struggle, increasing collision risks. Mechanical failures like brake malfunctions become more likely, adding to the danger.
Can this car pull the truck out of being stuck? A skilled driver knows that straightening the wheels can help the vehicle move forward more easily. Sometimes, to get out of being stuck, you just need a little push. And in this case, the four-wheel drive Chevrolet Niva takes charge.
Whoa, look.
Why is water dripping from the gun? When guns fire, they generate intense heat, which can potentially affect accuracy and safety. Water cooling systems resolve this issue by circulating cool water around the barrel, dissipating heat. The advantages of this technology include extended firing periods, enhanced accuracy, and improved safety. ZIL versus Ural. Which truck will push the other over? The Ural always wins because it's heavier, has a stronger engine, full-time all-wheel drive, and bigger tires, giving it more traction and pulling power than the ZIL. Ever wondered how movies show cars plummeting from skyscrapers without real danger? Special effects rig the car to crumple perfectly, windows are detonated, and timing between actors, crew, and stuntmen is critical. Production designers collaborate closely with stunt teams and effects companies to make it look stunning. But don't worry, everyone's okay. Why should you avoid using phone while driving? Texting, calling, or browsing while driving distracts your eyes, hands, and mind, turning a quick glance into a deadly mistake. Even a few seconds of distraction can lead to fatal consequences. Prioritize safety over convenience. Keep your phone out of reach so you won't have to regret anything later. Kamaz versus Ural. Which truck will pull the other over? What do you think? Although Kamaz has a bigger engine and more raw power, Ural can still win thanks to its weight and full-time all-wheel drive. Firing generates extreme heat, reducing accuracy and safety. Water cooling circulates around the barrel, dissipating heat, allowing longer firing, improved accuracy, and safer operation.
What is a spider excavator? Have you ever seen one? Spider excavators, also known as walking excavators, are a special type of all-terrain excavator. With the help of the winch assist system, they can operate on cliffs similar to conventional excavators. The winch assist systems are mechanical mechanisms that utilize an anchor with winding cables to create enough tension to pull or drag heavy objects. Winches have a gear braking mechanism that holds a load in place when the pull of the cable stops. These excavators, costing around $300,000 and weighing about 9.5 tons, produce an output similar to that of a 20-ton tracked excavator.
When working near cranes and steel coils, a single mistake can turn deadly. Coils weigh tons, and cranes can swing unpredictably. If one slips, it can crush anything in its path. Stay alert and never cut corners. Why you should not text while driving. The footage shows a Tulsa police officer texting while driving seconds before getting in a wreck.
Will attempt to call 911.
Luckily, there weren't any serious injuries. Although the other driver was at fault for crossing the median, the officer might have been able to avoid the crash if he hadn't been texting. This could save your life. Never cruise in a semi-truck's blind spot. Their limited visibility, especially on both sides, means the driver might change lanes without ever seeing you. It's better to avoid lingering beside large trucks. When a tanker brakes suddenly, the liquid inside doesn't stop. It surges forward like this wave, slamming the front walls. This violent force often destabilizes tankers, leading to dangerous crashes. Why truck hydraulic jacks sometimes fail. These jacks can handle over 10,000 psi of pressure, but failure happens when seals wear out, fluid leaks, or air gets trapped inside. Overloading, corrosion, or using the jack on uneven ground also adds to the risk. Even a tiny crack in the cylinder can lead to total collapse. That's why regular maintenance is literally the difference between lift and disaster. This is Molly Carlson, a 26-year-old professional cliff diver. She climbed a 72-foot platform in Italy for a Red Bull high dive. As she leaps, her legs slip on takeoff, twisting her body out of control. In slow motion, you can see how close she comes to disaster. Miraculously, she manages to land feet first, avoiding serious injury. She later called it the scariest moment of her life. Would you ever take that jump? Tell us in the comments. These machines don't forgive mistakes. Their rotating parts can catch clothing, hair, or even fingers in an instant. That's why you must remain alert and follow every safety rule. One slip could cause a lifetime injury. Always secure loose items, wear protective gear, and never get distracted. At airshows, fighter jets fly in tight groups, sometimes just feet apart. Precision training, split-second timing, and trust between pilots make these breathtaking stunts possible, though the danger is always real. What's that moving under the water? At first glance, it looks like a submarine's exhaust, but as it surfaces, it's actually a 4x4 off-road Jeep. The water isn't deep, the tires grip below, and its raw power is absolutely stunning. Some truck drivers still risk illegal overtaking, forgetting trucks are heavy, slow to accelerate, and need longer distances to return safely. But why endanger lives? Should stricter penalties be enforced to stop such reckless behavior? Never tailgate trucks on highways. Their massive size and weight means sudden moves or crashes can put you at serious risk. Movie scenes where people crash onto cars are filmed with careful planning. Stunt performers safely execute these dramatic falls. They leap from low heights, while sounds and explosions are added. In reality, someone might survive falling onto a car, even from higher places, but attempting it recklessly can be deadly. Some truck drivers still risk illegal overtaking, forgetting trucks are heavy, slow to accelerate, and need longer distances to return safely. Should stricter penalties be enforced to stop such reckless behavior? Have you ever seen a boat that appears to be flying above the water? At high speeds, small boats rise above water because their hull creates hydrodynamic lift, reducing drag. This makes the boat plane on the surface, allowing faster travel, but often leading to more crashes. When truck engines face extreme pressure, a violent blast can rip through the engine mounts, hurling the massive block out of the truck's frame, leaving fire, smoke, and chaos behind. What happens when a $1 million luxury yacht sinks just minutes after launch? In Turkey, the Dolce Vento set sail on its maiden voyage, but began listing dangerously shortly after leaving the dock. Within 15 minutes, the yacht capsized, forcing the owner and crew to jump into the Black Sea. Thankfully, everyone survived unharmed. Early reports suggest possible design flaws, weight distribution issues, or construction errors caused the disaster. This shocking incident is a reminder that even the most expensive yachts aren't immune to failure.